Hello, everyone, and welcome to week 2. Hey, week 1 is done and under our belts in one sense. Now moving on to week 2. So congratulations for that. This again is a asynchronous week. The whole reason why you're watching a video. We will not be meeting this week live. So the video here is just to give you sort of an overview of what you'll be working on this week. A reminder now, and I'll remind you at the end as well. If you have any questions, need clarity on anything, or just need to talk through something, please reach out to me by text, by email, by phone, and I will try and get back to you as quickly as possible. So let's jump in and look at what week 2 is about. Week 2, the topics are vision and equity related to goals, collecting and analyzing quantitative and qualitative data, conducting the equity gap analysis, and then getting into step 1 of our cycle, to look at the rubrics and getting a little bit deeper into that. So you have found the instructor overview video if you're watching this, but it will be posted here. The reading for week 2. So week 2 has a couple of websites you're going to go to, documents to read, sections of documents, and then there is this view recommended. It's a video looking at reviewing and analyzing data that you can look into. Another organization has been able to give their insight into what they would do. So let's look at what to read for this week. So first is the California dashboard. If you've not been here yet, this dashboard is for you. If your school site is a public school, you'll want to pull up your school's information. You can also pull up your district's information. When thinking about determining an equity gap, you can compare starting with the district level, breaking it and starting to siphon it smaller, looking at school specific, gives the 6 different indicators that you're going to want to look at for your dashboard. So very important to play with this tool, look at it. Again, elementary, you view it a little bit differently than middle school, and middle school, you view it a little bit differently than a high school in the data that's being shared and represented. The next thing to look at is finding your school accountability report card. The accountability report card, non-public schools, you are supposed to create this as well. It allows the public to look at a comparison of student achievement, the environment, resources, and demographics. So some of you who are thinking, I don't want to trouble somebody else, you can look up your school accountability report card here for the past couple of years and find data, again, looking at your ELA and your mathematics achievement levels, your specific subgroups, special ed, English language learners. And again, this is something that is done annually. I will be honest, COVID year, you might find that no data is presented or the same data from the year prior. So that's where you want to, again, just like we've talked about already for cycle 1, your 3 years of data for the step doesn't have to be consecutive. It can be that 17, 18, 18, 19, and then 2021, those 3 years as they're in a row with the COVID year in between it. So just that reminder. So school accountability report card, where it says here, find a SARC, you'll click on it and type in your school information. Now we're going to move on to the CALA APA guide. I am here on where it's step 1 for investigate. This is going to give you the breakdown of the things that are expected. Again, looking at the school vision, mission, and or goals. I want to be clear on this. When you're starting to write and reflect on this, it's not just to list the school vision or the school mission statement. To be reflective, though, on how that drives what you're looking for in the data. How is it helping you determine your equity gap? And then you're going to get into that data collection is the second part of this. A reminder when you're looking through this is looking at not only basic the accountability report card, the dashboard, but get into your school site. That's where this extended data collection can come from. Maybe you're using something like Alexia and iReady or something like that. That is collecting data or a tool for you that can produce data, again, for the same matching years, those 3 years that you're working on. So you'll read through this. It again starts on page number 5 into step 1. We're going to keep on looking at what you're reading or looking at this year, this week, I'm sorry. School Improvement Planning Basics. You're going to look at the first 10 pages of this one to give you sort of that view of the cycle of how you're going to move through finding your problem by investigating or digging through data, and then move through the cycles here. So something to read, another reflective tool, and then a full toolkit on from Washington Data Coaching Development. You're gonna go to page, I want to make sure I get the page number correct here, starting on page 109 when you're sifting through it, or page 110. You're going to look at the understanding issues section. So this is going to help you get a little bit deeper once you have your data, trying to determine those issues or equity gap to finally get to a problem statement. So that is the reading for this week. The optional component is, again, viewing the gallery, this video gallery on equity plan step 2, reviewing and analyzing data. So if just not reading it, but hearing a conversation about it, or at least a voice sharing, just like my voice now, you'd be able to watch this video. Again, it is not a required video, but it is a highly recommended video. So that is what the reading expectation is for the week. I'm always going to encourage you to take that just a moment to reflect on that Christian message. Again, it's an optional piece, but just take the moment to reflect on God. And this one is a focus on the prayer for when you need God's grace. End of school year, completing a CALA APA, we can all use God's grace. I know I can use it. So just take that moment if you've got the time to reflect and be with God. So the discussion board for this week. So there's not a formal discussion board with an initial post and a response back to partners post. Really, this discussion board is ready for you uploading by Sunday your draft of assignment number 3, which is step 1 of Investigate. So you're doing all this prep and planning work, and then going to be putting it together. So by Sunday of week 2, the end of week 2, you're in the discussion board going to post a draft step 1 of the cycle. So again, this draft is something that your peers are going to be looking at. I will say it in the email to you as well, but if you look at the under peer groups, you'll see that you've been assigned. There are 3 of you to a group that you'll be working with. That reminder again, you will read the other 2's submissions, normally in a discussion board, and then be giving them feedback on using a rubric tool to give them feedback. And again, a reminder in our conversation and during our live session is really learning from our past experience with completing the other APA is honest feedback that is going to help improve an individual to move them up to that level 4, level 5 in the rubric. So really identifying what needs clarity, what doesn't seem to belong in what somebody is writing. Again, I'm going to use the term of a couple of groups I've heard, that sense of fluff. Don't give fluff, but give direct examples, direct information of how a student, a fellow peer can improve to really get to that level 4 or level 5 in the rubric scoring. All that to say, again, the discussion board, by Sunday, you'll need to post your draft of step 1 investigation. And then the look ahead. In week 3, due to me, is going to be your investigation, your completed best version of your step 1, so I can grade, give my reflection, thought, feedback to see if there's anything that you might be able to fine tune. Again, I'm not writing it for you, just giving some questions or thoughts. That reminder again must be submitted by Sunday night of week 3. But if I don't grade it and you find that you want to continue to refine, submit your next copy. I will always grade the latest version when I'm at that point of grading, which I shared is like a Tuesday or Wednesday night. I'm not going to step much into week 3, week 4, except we will be getting into step 2 of planning. But let's get through week 2, really looking back at step 1 and making sure that we're looking into a school's vision, mission statement, getting into the data to finally get to a problem statement in step 1. So that is the week in a nutshell. You are always welcome to call me, text me, email me if you have any questions, need any clarity. Remember, we're in this journey together as much as I can support with questions and clarity, and your peers are too. I pray that it's a blessed week and that you who are not feeling well continue to get healthy, and that you that are well stay healthy. God bless.